Alright guys, so 3.4 is desaturation. It's our first GIMP assignment, and the rubric is here. Grade 11 and grade 12 do slightly different work. Grade 12, grade 11 basically keep one object's color in the photos, and grade 12 keep two objects color in the photos, in one of the photos at least. Okay, so you should submit three pictures in total. It's very clear. Okay, if you don't submit enough, then your mark will be proportionally deducted. And these are the tutorials for your assignment. I will actually show you how to do it. There's a few ways of doing the same thing. Um, but there's actually a very important concept that I want you to understand. Okay. And at grade 12, also need to blur out one of your pictures background. You do not have to consider perspective or depth of field. So, which is in the tutorial in here. Now, so how do you do this? Okay. First of all, uh, picture selection is very important. And not every picture is the same for desaturation. So I would recommend you to use something that has a distinct object that has color. Okay. Um, what does it mean? If you choose a panda, that is a terrible choice. Reason being, the panda only has black and white. To desaturate is to take out the color of the certain object. So if you have a panda and you take out every color outside the panda, there's no color to be left. So there's no point to desaturate around the panda, and there's no color to desaturate at the panda. So it would not be a good choice. So what is a good choice is fruits would be a good choice, like this. Okay, for example, I want to choose this photo. So right click, copy. Okay, and then I go to GIMP, File, New. Okay, and I will yeah, there's no yeah, anyways, I will just click OK. Photoshop is a little bit smarter, so it will create it exactly as big as what the picture I copy is. So I paste, and then new layer, so it's not a floating layer anymore. Let me delete the background because I don't need the background. And I go to image, fit canvas size to layer. Okay, fit canvas to layer. Zoom in by holding control and scrolling up. Okay, cool. Um, Now let's take a look. So I want to keep these apples, okay, color. So there are a few ways of doing it, but before I do it, I want to urge everyone to do this once again. Copy and paste your original photo and hide it in the background. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to copy and paste again, a second copy. Okay, that I'm gonna use. All right. And this is very, very important. So you want to pay attention. A lot of tutorials actually don't explain what this is. Okay. So first of all, let me just do this. First of all, I go to color, desaturation, desaturate. Okay. Now this every tutorial teaches you about. Now, in the old ways, when I first started using GIMP or Photoshop, what I would do is that I would just start using an eraser. So essentially, what I'm doing is that I'm erasing a hole in the foreground picture. But the problem is that if you make a mistake, for example, I want to keep these apples, right? If I make a mistake, then oops, I can only go back one step, but I cannot actually fix the little bit of here that I overdid. So that's the problem. Now, luckily, whoever designed these softwares actually thought of a solution before, which is actually to use a layer mask. Now, let me explain to you what a layer mask is. Okay. So first of all, let's create a layer mask. Right click and add layer mask. Okay. And I click add. Okay. So now this layer mask needs to be selected for you to edit. So if you want to actually put things in layer mask, you need to click layer mask in here. Okay. So what that's gonna happen is that I'm gonna actually go to a pencil, a pen. This is a pen, I guess. Yeah, pencil. Okay. And whatever I draw in black will be invisible. Okay, let me show you this. Whatever I draw in black will be invisible. But whatever I draw in white, so by clicking here, I flip the foreground and background color. Whatever I draw in white will become visible again. Okay, so layer mask is basically a canvas that lets you decide what to hide, but not forever, not to erase, just to hide for now. Okay, so let's do this with the background photo. Oh, you see how I messed up a little bit? No problem. Let me just put some white in here, fix that right up. So I want to do this, but as you see, the line is really rigid, right? So one of the things that you can do, okay, is you can actually choose a brush head that it's a little bit blurry on the outside, and then I can actually change. It will change the size as well. So I will change the size of this brush head. Okay, so I want to do the outside first. But you know what? I want a little bit more lighter touch. I can actually use an airbrush. Airbrush is actually, imagine it's like a spray paint, like kind of thing, right? So you see how it's lighter. So I can actually do the area slower. It won't actually penetrate right away, okay? But again, um, you can do it a couple more times to actually do the edges like this slowly, okay? Now, let's just say if I went over a little bit, okay? If I went over a little bit, okay? Remember how we fix it? We just go to white and we just paint the edges with white again to try to go back, okay? To try to fix the edges that you messed up, okay? Oh, you see how there's something that messed up? Use white, that's all, okay? So you don't have to keep on trying to go back one step, okay? Because for example, that was actually made 3 steps before. So I actually have to undo 3 steps, even though my first last step and second last step are good. I have to give up my work just to just to undo this. But right now I can just erase this out of existence. Okay? I can actually slowly do this. All right? So that would be the desaturation. So let me just do a little bit more, but I don't want to use the airbrush for the middle. It's a little bit too time consuming. So I want to use the pencil to do as much of the big area as I can. All right, the big areas for the big apples. Oops. I still like using undo if I know immediately I messed up something. So like that. So if I want to check whether or not this fruit is red, right? I can actually put the original in the foreground. I don't know why I can move the orders of the layers. I'm gonna find out in a bit. Maybe some other software is interfering with my softwares. Okay. So anyway, I can actually take a look by doing this. So I know this edge is. Oh, okay. I need to be painting in the layer mask. Okay, like so. Okay, the middle scroll wheel moves forward. I mean, moves the picture to sideways. Okay, like that. If you mess up something, no problem. Just use the white to erase and to hide whatever you want to hide again, like so. Okay, so I want to actually do a little bit of black in here. Of course, I don't recommend doing. Ooh, looks pretty good actually. Except for here. I don't recommend using a photo with such a low resolution, but that's what I got, and I work with what I get, right? It looks pretty good actually because even though it's low resolution zoomed in, but it's um, it's looks pretty good because you can't really see the pixelation when you zoom out, right? But I forgot about these apples, so but I just want 6 apples. I'm not greedy, so perfect, great, right? So you can choose. Oh, you can choose pick people, people, crowd, New York, for example. Okay, and you can desaturate everyone but 2 people, for example, in the crowd if you want. Okay, for storefronts, for example. Okay, um, storefront street, busy street. Okay, for example, I wanted to choose Times Square. I just want to desaturate everything but 2 buildings or 1 building. You can do that, right? So that's something that obviously has color, right? Can preserve the color. Can be left alone. Okay. So if you choose, for example, this picture, right? If you just keep the red, should be okay. Okay. But make sure that whatever you desaturate makes sense. Okay. It makes sense because it needs to stand out from the picture. Okay. Some people want to preserve just the yellow from this photo. That's okay too. Okay. So try to be creative and remember you need to submit 3 photos in total. I just spent about 10 minutes doing one. So if you get a hang of it, get used to using this software, it shouldn't take too long for you to really master and have a lot of fun with doing so. And there are some example works in here from my past students that you can take a look. And we're going to use it for our final project as promotional material for some of the products that we're going to be marketing. Okay. So